Yo, it is here. The finale. People wanted to know what was my take on it. I like to watch things a couple of times before I start talking and speaking on it. But since it's over, let's go through the events of what happened as we saw Morgan gets turned into a night sister, which didn't go anywhere. They had a better fight between her and Ahsoka. You see Kanan's lightsaber now is in the hands of his mold, is now in the hands of his Padawan that he was training, was his Ezra. And now you see a more laid out and more condensed story than you had beforehand. What you see here with Thrawn as he gets ready to start and engage with the Night Sisters that he's taken with him, and they're on Dathomir. He's ready now to make his new home base and attack. And many believe that there will be a live action film in which the reign of Thrawn shall continue. It wasn't a very over the top finale. I mean, this is a Disney series and not a real full length movie, but we got to see the undead come back, the zombie knights, night troopers that they had. Uh, that brought a lot of attention to a lot of the fans who remember the lore of the comics and the storyline of the undead powers of the Night Sisters, bringing them back and having those soldiers even die and keep coming back and fighting. Then you remember some of these guys from the actual series, and Sabine actually is able to use the Force now when she needs it. And of course, he has to take her helmet off so that we can see Sabine's face. But this was all the build up episode to what's to come down the road. Rebels have put us on this path of intrigue and brought Star Wars back to the forefront of where it needed to be. Now, what we're seeing as she was left behind, and Baylan is sitting there with the Mortis guide, and we see the mother, the father, and the daughter. As he's right there, we see him as the king, the Mortis gods. This is seem to be the direction that they're going, as one of the Mortis gods is calling him, probably the daughter, as he's looking all the way across, and he could see it. Baylan has definitely found his destination or where he's supposed to go and what has called him. Unfortunately, Ray Stevenson, this is the last time we're going to see him um, in his final performance, which was definitely one that's legendary and going to be canon for a long time. His performance as Baylan. We don't know if they're going to recast or how they're going to proceed forward moving in the future, but he will definitely be missed. Just his looks alone. He never had any dialogue in this last episode, but to see him stand there with the purpose and the look in his face as he's completely acting with his eyes, it's unique. Rather unique. And now, where does this take us? Where is this going to put us in our direction of moving forward? That's what we need to be concerned about. It's dangerous. And Thrawn, he's just getting started. This is where he's going to make his home. This is where we can have the heir of the empire. Now, if you see and remember in the previous final scene, as she walks off and we see Baylan, he feels the call. Even then, as Ray Stevenson gives his final look to Ahsoka as she walks off and he feels the call. Well, a lot of people had problems with her being able to withstand a lot, and the fact that she's made her new home with these rebels or whatever, and she's going to lead them as her new army. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. So, if that's the case, everybody might want to be thinking a little differently when it comes to the direction that they're going to head in for this new season. Translation: there's a lot on the plate. I mean, a lot on the plate. So, for someone to jump up and make a very rash decision, it wouldn't normally be very wise for people to go down a lane of predictions. Just kind of watch it out, because when you make these predictions, what you do is set yourself up for disaster. We got to see Ezra reunite with Hera and go back, but I'm more interested in this Mortis gods. But Ezra going back home after being stuck for all those years, now they're going to know Thrawn is back because Ezra was able to leave and escape. And now that Ezra has escaped, and he's back in the universe, what's going to happen as he battles Thrawn and helps the New Republic try to stop what's to come? I just don't think it's going to make a hill of beans of difference, because Thrawn is a military strategist who knows he has the power of the Night Sisters with him. So there he can rise undead and have this army fight people. And Thrawn's new army could help him win the war in the galaxy. And that's mainly his concern. Now, others may feel different or indifferent, depending on how they want to move forward with getting stuff done, but this is it. Sabine using the Force for the first time. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't really being big on Sabine being a Force user whatsoever, and they kind of made it the Sabine show. when it first started off, and I'm like, what about the person whose show it is? Ahsoka. Let's not forget about her. It's her show. What do I expect? Well, I just want to sit back and see if the David Filoni trilogy movie lives up to it as this builds up to it as Ahsoka. Seems like her story is going to be a little different with season two seemingly being only in this world here, which I definitely remember. Definitely remember saying before that I think that it's going to end here and them coming home might not happen for a long time. And even when he tells her, hey, you're a Ronin. And to see the Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost at the end as he looks over Ahsoka. And everybody's still pissed. Like, how did she beat Anakin? Anakin let her win. It wasn't a match of she had, like, they had to fight each other to the death. He was trying to get her to understand something. I think generally people misunderstand points that are subtle and they overanalyze things to mean stuff that they don't understand or yet could see. I don't think it was Anakin Skywalker calling Baylan. No, he hears the voice of the Mortis gods. Probably the daughter. So we're going to see where this really ends up, but I'm more interested in this. And this is going to be the new era of Star Wars, where we're going past all of this things that we have known to be. Now we have to go into the new journey, new things in the Force that have been explored, and not the dogmatic view that we've been seeing for years. We have to grow. Thrawn's here to give us that sense of balance. Thrawn's power is his intellect, his strategic prowess, and what he's going to bring to the lore of Star Wars is that he's going to bring a whole new regiment to it. And to see Ezra so weak from being on this island or what have you, well, we'll just see how it plays out in the end.